Welcome to the Daily. I am Vince Miller. We just study the Bible verse by verse right here, chapter by chapter. Don't forget that today we drop a chapter review of Mark 2 on the weekly Vince Miller Show. Go check that out. It will add some perspective on Jesus by looking at chapter 2 from a higher level. And today I'd love to give a shout out to Joseph Myall from Klamath Falls, Oregon. I love that place. Thanks, brother, for being a partner. We cannot do what we do here without the faithful support of families like you. So this is for you today, Joseph. Today we'll be reading Mark chapter 2, verses 23 to the end. One Sabbath, he, Jesus, was going through the grain fields, and as they made their way, his disciples began to pluck heads of grain. And the Pharisees were saying to him, "Look, why are they doing what is not lawful on the Sabbath?" And he said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he was in need and was hungry, he and those who were with him, how he entered the house of God in the time of Abiathar the high priest and ate the bread of the presence, which is not lawful for any but the priest to eat, and also gave it to those who are with him? And he said to them, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." So here's the situation. Jesus and his disciples were walking through a field on the Sabbath, and they kind of casually plucked grain to eat. It was a simple, innocent act, an everyday moment. However, the religious leaders turned it into this legal trap and dispute. To them, the issue was not their present physical hunger, but religious rebellion. The religious leaders had, you see, built layers of tradition over centuries around God's command. So many that they had lost sight of the heart behind the law. So Jesus answers with an account that they would all remember. At least he kind of hints that they should have read the story. David, while running for his life, was also hungry and desperate and ate not merely grain in a field, but the sacred bread from within the temple. This too wasn't sanctioned, yet God didn't condemn David, because sometimes mercy takes precedence, or at least the heart of the original commandment takes precedence in that situation. Then Jesus offers a correction that they didn't expect. He says this to them: the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. In other words, the Sabbath isn't supposed to be a burden. It's supposed to be a blessing. It's a time for rest and renewal and remembering who provides everything that we need. Then Jesus takes his point to a whole new level, dropping the mic. He proclaims authority not just to interpret the Sabbath, but to own it. He says, the Son of Man, that is Jesus, is Lord even of the Sabbath. So this wasn't about rules. It was about who rules. It wasn't about rules. It was about the ruler standing in front of him. Jesus declares in this moment that true spiritual rest isn't found in rules. Rest is found in him, the guy standing in front of him. And of course, they missed the point that he was making. And we know they do because he was proclaiming to be God. If he did that and they understood it, they would have killed him on the spot. But just like they did, we missed the point. We still fall into the same trap. We turn faith into a performance. We hustle for approval. We keep spiritual scorecards. But Jesus invites us into something entirely different. Not a religion to prove, rules to follow, but a relationship to enjoy. Spiritual rest isn't earned. It is received. And the real rest begins when we trust that his work, not ours, his work, is what makes us right with God. So stop trusting in your own work like the religious leaders did, and rest in your relationship with God, who is Lord of not just the Sabbath, of all things. I love you guys. I pray this has blessed you. If it has, share it with someone else. I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.